Southwest Mississippi. It's Thursday morning and time for Thursday Open Lines, your weekly look at what's happening in and around our area. If it's happening in Southwest Mississippi, you'll hear it right here on TOL. Now, from our studios in downtown Brookhaven, it's Thursday Open Lines with your host, Kenny Goza.
Good morning and welcome to Thursday Open Line. And in our intro, it talks about what's happening in Southwest Mississippi. There's always seems to be a lot happening in Southwest Mississippi. So we have some great guests today talking about a few different things that's coming up in our area. Our first guest is Jacob Tarver from Bank Plus. He works over there with Dustin, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple of community things that you're involved with, Jacob, and one of them's happening today. And one of them's happening next Tuesday, correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct. Today we have Reality World, and I know somebody else is here to talk about that, so I won't steal too much of their thunder. But Reality World, it's an exciting event. You know, I didn't have the luxury of going through it as a student, but I did. I have volunteered, helped out with it for several years, and it's a really good experience for these young kids to kind of get a taste of what it's like in the real world once they get out of high school, and really it's just an event where they can. This is how I look at it, where they can basically budget for the month and see how much money they have at the end of the event if they spent too much or too little, and get an idea of what it's like out there.
You know, they've been doing Reality World for many years, and just to give you a little bit of history on that, we first started that back with Mississippi Scholars when we initiated that program. And then, we kind of got it growing and everything, and we kind of gave it to Junior Auxiliary. So they're the ones that's kind of hosting that. But you say give them a taste. It's just a taste.
That's right.
It is really just a taste. It's almost like a sample of. And if you're listening and you don't know how that works, and I know Emmeline Davis is going to be on with us in a little bit to talk about that too, but the students come in, and based on their grade, they get a certain amount of money. Then they go to different stations like banking, car, utilities, all those kind of things, and they find out real quick, money flies.
That is correct. And also during the process, I know that they have to write out checks to each station, each booth, and they have to keep up with the check register. Now, I'll be honest with you, Mr. Kenny, I'm 31 years old. I haven't written in a checkbook register one time. But, it's a good way for these kids to see line item by line item how they're budgeting for the event. So I think it's neat for them to see that written down on paper.
Well, I think, and I do, and I think the key word you just used there is to make them understand you've got to budget your money, and to give them again, if they get more money by their grades, and as they start looking at their career, they again realize how money doesn't last long when you start paying the bills. And years ago, when I told you this the other day when we were talking about it. Years ago, I was up there working Reality World, and we were at the table with Entergy looking at their utility bills, but also over on the city service side. And one of the young ladies, we got to, all right, it's going to cost you this much for garbage service. And she goes, you have to pay for your garbage to be picked up? So that doesn't register in their mind. And then it's funny to watch them when they go to the car dealers. So they have in mind that I want the Lamborghini, but then they look at their money, and they're going to end up with the Yugo.
That's right. And I've seen some students that they come in and they some of them take it really seriously. Some of them take it with a grain of salt. I've seen some kids come in and just want to go buy the most expensive thing to see what it would look like at the end. Right. But even those kids learn something from it as well. So.
I think every one of them go away learning something.
That's right.
And it's just the ninth graders. If I remember correctly, I haven't done it in several years, but it's just the ninth grade students from all over the county, and it just brings them in. And if I remember correctly, that's probably a couple of hundred students that are coming in.
Well, I know each time that I've been there volunteering, it's packed full from 8:30 in the morning to about 12:30 in the afternoon, and these kids roll in all different Lincoln County schools. And they all seem to enjoy it. And to be honest, all the volunteers enjoy it as well. They're constantly moving around. It's I always joke and say it's a little chaotic in there, but there's a method to the madness. And you know, at the end of the day, these ninth graders. I mean, I think back to when I was in ninth grade, Mr. Kenny, and you know, I would like to think back then that you know, I was a smart kid, but you know, in ninth grade, I think it's a great time to get them exposed to an event like this and the reality of the world and spending money, because at the end of the day, like you said, you have to pay for garbage. One kid asked. I've had kids asking about, wait, I have to have a bank account or electricity. We have to pay for that. So I think it's a great experience for them to see insurance. A lot of these kids don't know what insurance is. You got to buy insurance on about everything.
Your tax deductions on your first check.
That's right. That'll give everybody a panic attack.
That's right. That sure will. Like, oh, woo. Man, wait a minute now. That y'all told me I was going to make such and such.
That's right. Yes, sir.
You know, being involved in Mississippi Scholars, being involved in Reality World for so many years, and then being involved just in different educational things throughout my career. Ninth grade, they say, is really when the students need to start thinking about long-term, even career. Not that they're choosing their career, but they need to think about their career. And what are they wanting to do? What does that job pay? And here's the sad thing, Jacob. I don't know if it's still out there or not, but years ago, statistically, they say that 40% of ninth graders will drop out of school by the time they're a senior. That was a long-term statistic that was out there years ago. And so to get these students to understand the importance of education, what they want out of life, maybe to some degree. I mean, we all want all we can get, really, but just to start planning about what does my future look like. And I think that's important. That's why you do Reality World, to give them that experience.
I think that's a really good summation of what Reality World can do. You know, like you said, kind of open their minds up to what's out there and get them thinking about their long-term future. When I was in ninth grade, I was not thinking about my long-term future. You know, I wanted to go play sports somewhere, find a field, go throw a football. But, you know, these kids and getting that experience now, I think it's a great thing. You know, I went to Wesson, so I went to a Copiah County school, and you know, so I didn't have the like I mentioned earlier, the opportunity to go through Reality World. But seeing it from a volunteer standpoint, I think it is an event that's held every single year here in Lincoln County that I think is extremely important for not only just these ninth graders, but as many years as Reality World has been going on now, and them getting that experience. You know, it can't do anything but not only help each individual kid, but you help each individual in the community, even from a young age, and as they get older, what they can do for the city too. You know,
we're going to change. You know, for what you're doing at Reality World, Jacob, and then I think about, we mentioned you're up there banking. There's going to be car dealers there. There's going to be realtors there. There's going to be utilities there. People may not realize the amount of community service hours that businesses do in our community. And me being one of those that used to be involved in that more, I appreciate that, because it's giving back to our community something, a gift that we've been given to be able to do that. And I appreciate what you do at bank. And we're going to talk about something else on community service. We mentioned it, I think I mentioned it. Next Tuesday, you're in Cervidium Club.
Yes, sir. And
next Tuesday, the 17th, is the annual Tom Moak Pancake Day.
Yes, sir. Absolutely is. The 75th annual Tom Moak Memorial Pancake Day, 75 years strong. We're excited about it. Again, it's on Tuesday, February 17th. We're going to have two different, I guess we can call it, sessions of it. We got 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., and then we start back up at 4 p.m. and go to 7 p.m. So it's over at Mitchell's by Broma's and Cracker Barrel. It's $10 per plate. Now, it's drive-through and pick-up only. And we're selling tickets, but walk-ins are welcome. So you may see some people handing us tickets. If you don't have one, don't be discouraged. Walk up, say you want a pancake plate, and have your $10 ready, and we'll give you a pancake plate.
Good pancake plate.
A good pancake
yes,
plate.
It
now,
is. Really good.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that, it's called the Tom Moak Memorial Pancake Day. Now, I didn't have the honor of knowing Mr. Tom Moak before I came over to Cervidium and moved back to Brookhaven. But apparently he was a stickler for pancakes being the perfect shape, perfect size, and cooked to perfection. Somebody made a joke to me, or told me a joke yesterday about Mr. Tom will walk over to the grill, and if a pancake didn't look right to him, he'd take it and throw it away and say it wasn't good enough to put in a plate and serve. So we're excited about it. Again, you get a pancake and sausage. And again, all proceeds to Pancake Day go to support local youth programs here and around Brookhaven. Examples of that: Mississippi Scholars, Brookhaven's Children's Village, Blessings in a Backpack, Boys and Girls Club, just different local organizations.
So this is one of your bigger fundraisers.
Yes, sir. This is one of the bigger fundraisers. We want everybody to come out and buy some pancakes. We'll have plenty.
You mentioned Mr. Tom Moak, and when we were talking the other day about coming on the show, I got to thinking about Mr. Tom. And when I moved to Brookhaven in 1974, and then just through the years, man, he was a patriarch of this town. Just somebody that was very well respected. What I most kind of remember about him is the historian that he was about Brookhaven, and he would do tours for people that wanted to hear the history of Brookhaven. So, you think about those guys, and I can name several that just come to mind, and you always hear that there'll come a time in generation where you'll not be remembered. Well, those are kind of guys that need to be remembered in the future for what they've done for this community.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. And
so it wasn't about him getting a round pancake that was best that you made, but that was one reason, I'm sure, why you named the Tom Moak pancake, but just what he did for the community.
Sure.
And we need more people like that.
I agree. And, it feels, kind of like an honor to live on a little part of his legacy, what he did with Pancake Day, and me being the chairperson for it this year, to kind of keep that going. And hopefully instead of 75th, we'll be able to talk about the 100th here
and you'll still be here on the 100th because you're still a young guy.
That's right.
All right, Jacob, we're real quick. What else you want to mention again?
Sure, absolutely. I just wanted to mention that we couldn't do it without our sponsors. We got our title sponsor, Bank Plus, and then we also have First Bank, Bank of Brookhaven, King's Daughters Medical Center, Dungan Engineering, Jumpstart Test Prep, and Silver Cross Health and Rehab. So thank you to y'all for being sponsors of the event.
So I know you got to head to Reality World.
Yes, sir. Headed there right now.
Well, thank you, Jacob, for coming in. We're going to take a break, and we'll see who's up next. Don't know for sure. We're back with our second segment of Thursday Open Line, and Jacob was just mentioning the sponsors for the Tom Moak Pancake Day next Tuesday. So I'm going to mention our sponsors for the radio show: Bank of Brookhaven, King's Daughters Medical Center, Brookhaven Recreation Department, Lincoln County Civic Center, Toyota of Brookhaven, Copiah Lincoln Community College, and Rapid Oil Change. And our guest that I have with me now is actually one of our sponsors, the Lincoln County Civic Center. We don't have Chasten here, so
it's just me.
Just Emmeline Davis. And I told her outside, I said, well, I'm just kind of glad Chasten didn't come because he wants to just talk the whole time.
Dang.
Last year when you were on with Chasten, you were kind of in your first right?
I had worked there for 6 business days.
And then you come in here, and you come on the radio.
And he was asking me about times of events. It's like, what event are you talking about?
Well,
I have no idea.
One thing we do know about events is the Civic Center always has an event.
Yes, always.
So we wanted to get you on to talk about what's going on today, and we just talked about that with Jacob. What's coming up real soon, and then what's coming up long term, because the way Chasten did last time we talked, y'all stay pretty much booked up all the time.
Yes.
And you're the booking agent.
I'll
pretty
take
much.
it. I'll take it. We don't have very many Saturdays left, but I guess my biggest thing today is over the winter when it was a little slow, I reworked both of our websites. So we have a baseball website, which is lccbaseballcomplex.com, and then the Civic Center website, lincolnciviccenter.org. There's a booking form, there's an email newsletter that you can get monthly updates from me, and then our full events calendar. So if you're curious and you need those dates, it's all in one place. For baseball, registration went really well, so not many updates there.
Drafting has been done.
They're in the middle of draft this week, and they'll kick off in March.
What day? Somebody was asking me yesterday because they were talking. My grandkids are playing, and did I know the date of the opening day jamboree? I guess it's on a Saturday.
Saturday, March the 7th.
March 7th.
Yeah, coming up.
I thought that was March the 7th. Mm-hmm. So they're having to start practicing everything. I think they're starting this week, from what I hear.
They are. I started an online sign up for practice. That's been interesting. My phone has not shut up all week long.
Well, we were just talking to Jacob, and he was on his way to the Civic Center. And I know we talked a long time about Reality World, but that's going up there today, and that's a pretty busy day for the Civic Center up there.
It's a great day. I loved it. I went when I was in 9th grade, and it's super educational.
Oh, my goodness gracious. I helped start that program, and so now you're saying here you went through it.
I did.
You make me feel real old.
That's where I learned what a car payment was, or how much it was supposed to cost.
The shock. The shock.
Multiple hundreds for a car payment?
Well, we were just talking about it, the experience of a student going through that, and you just mentioned you did. So did it really help you in just kind of thinking about money and how it's spent and, how important it is to...
Yeah, it made me realize
to
that...
study and...
When you have a job, your paycheck has to go to these things. And so the money that is on paper, that doesn't go in your pocket. That's what clicked in my 15-year-old brain, and it's all up from there.
Yeah, Jake and I were just talking about the sticker shock, I guess, of you're getting your first check, and you see how much has been withdrawn from it. And, wait a minute, I thought I was going to get the whole amount. Well, you did, but there were other hands in the pot.
I'm still doing that. I just signed up for retirement, so that was fun in the last month, seeing the retirement deduction.
So you got Reality World happening today, and then you mentioned out in the outside the studio here that you have the Charity Ball coming up real soon.
Charity Ball is next weekend, and then the week after that is our big Classy Kids consignment. So February is full at the Civic Center, and I will post those times for Classy Kids because it's a week and a half long event. I'll post those on Facebook this week.
Again, now you don't do the booking at the Brookhaven building.
No.
That's a whole different thing.
Parks and Rec.
Okay. Parks and Rec. So that's where we had Jerry on, and they're having their event. But I think they were using some stuff from the Charity Ball. Charity Ball is a huge event.
It's huge.
I mean, in past when we've been, it's elbow to elbow people, but it is a great community event.
It's fun.
Yeah. I was talking to Chas, and I was kidding him again. I always do, because I'm like, you have another booking of wrestling? So he says you do three times a year now?
I think so. I think it's 3. I don't know if they've picked their days yet, but we'll always have them. They do great.
And then in the future, we're looking down the road. You got the Wildlife Expo coming.
The Wildlife Expo is in August this year, and then we are starting a brand new Arts and Crafts Expo in May. It'll
okay, all right.
May the 2nd, and
we'll talk more about that as it gets closer. But kind of just what's that going to be?
I'm in the middle of recruiting vendors right now, so I'm going. It's kind of more of an invitation style from me, and Janet Smith is helping me. But we're trying to get artisanal crafters, leather, woodworking, glass, and have them in the Civic Center to display all their stuff and sell it if they want to. And that'll be the whole day Saturday, May 2nd. We'll have a rodeo and a baseball tournament going on that weekend, so it'll be super fun.
That'll be a full weekend
full
for
house.
you. Full weekend for you.
Yeah. Praying for good weather.
What else is out there?
Let's see. We have our rodeo, our big Old Brook rodeo. That's one of our biggest. That'll be in June. We'll start planning for that. And then we've got some other little smaller rodeo events.
That's what I was going to think. I thought I saw something on a brochure, something about one rodeo coming up that's, I forget what it was. But anyway.
There's a roping event this weekend, and all of those are free. They want people to come spectate on the weekends or like Thursdays.
You know, I told Chaston one day, and I may sit in front of you, going to the baseball field up there to the complex or just going by there, the riding arena is always being used. Mm-hmm. So that has been a great asset for Brookhaven and the community. And you have to book that, right?
You have to book it for lights, like if you wanted to come practice and you wanted the lights. But I don't think a lot of people know it's open during the day. If we don't have an event going on, you can come up and ride and practice.
But they have to go through you at the building?
They just have to let us know that they're there.
Right.
But it doesn't cost anything.
Okay. What's been the most interesting thing in your first year?
Ooh, I'd say, well, I started 3 to 4 weeks before the Wildlife Expo, and I had never done event marketing in my life. I got thrown into that, and now I secretly enjoy it. Not secretly, but I do really enjoy meeting all of the people and listening and seeing what they think the event should be. Like I can't accommodate everybody, but
no,
we're putting on this event for you, so tell me what you want. And the response has been phenomenal. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, I think it's an after action review of what you've done and try to look how do we do it better. But again, you can't do everything somebody wants you to do.
Yeah.
And like tomorrow night at East Haven Church, we're doing the Night to Shine. Special needs prom is what they call it, and there's 100 honored guests coming. It takes about 200 and something people. Well, there'll be suggestions about, well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? But you just try to do it with excellence, but realize you can't do everything that somebody wants you to do, and that's where you're at in trying to book the event. And just like you and Janet with this art, it may not start big. And don't expect it maybe to start big.
You have to prepare for it.
But you're how do I make it better? How do I get more people here next year? And I think that's something that y'all do really, really good up there at the Civic Center.
And the logistics of it are fun. It's not something that I've ever got to do before, like where the booth's going to be and how should the flow of people.
Flow.
Yeah. Words I've never used before.
Yeah, I was this morning out there talking to somebody, and just like tomorrow night, all right, what's the people flow here? How do we make people moving? Mm-hmm. Like Disney, how do we have a moving people mover set up? So it's all very interesting. You love the job, though.
I do like my job.
Where's Chaston today? He just kind
of always busy,
always
running around.
Well, just kind of go back over again. Reality World today is to noon. Is that correct, or is it some afternoon?
I think it goes into the afternoon.
Yeah, I think there's different schools come at morning and some come after lunch.
Yes, we've got Charity Ball next Saturday, and the following week is Classy Kids, and then March 7th is our Baseball Jamboree kickoff.
Now, on a Charity Ball again, that's a ticketed event.
Yes. You have to go through JA to get those tickets.
Junior Auxiliary does that.
Yes.
And they'll have a king and they'll have a queen.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure they'll be announcing all those in the papers.
You think your father-in-law's ever going to be the Charity Ball king?
Can I nominate him? Is that like a thing?
I think, look, if you nominate him, I will reinforce that nomination. We'll get a petition going.
We can politic for him.
Yes,
and he don't
exactly.
have to do a thing.
Yes, I hope he's listening and knows that we're talking about him. But anyway, we got a couple of minutes left. Just I appreciate all y'all do up there. Again, we pick at Chaston, but man, what the Brookhaven Rec Department does and what Brookhaven Civic Center does, there's always something going on for people to do in Brookhaven. And we've always said about the baseball as we're closing out here, if you haven't seen somebody in Brookhaven recently, you just kind of like to run into them, you can go up there to the baseball field and you're probably going to see them. It's been amazing. And then up on top of the hill, the Brookhaven Recreation Department has all their tiny tot and t-ball and softball, and it's just a lot of activity.
I will say we've got 6 Saturdays free in 2026. So if you're thinking about having a event or reception or a wedding, we don't have very many left.
Out of 52 Saturdays, you got 6 left.
6 left, and I posted them on Facebook if you want to check and see if those dates align.
All righty. Well, Emmeline, we're going to take a break. Thank you for coming. We always appreciate what y'all do. Again, what a great job for our community.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We're going to take a break, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back again for our third segment of Thursday Open Line. I want to thank Rapid Oil Change, Copiah Lincoln Community College, Toyota Brookhaven, Lincoln County Civic Center, just talking to Emmeline about all the activities going on there. Brookhaven Rec Department, another busy group in our community. King's Daughters Medical Center, and you just heard my buddy Shannon Aker do an advertisement for Bank of Brookhaven. So thank all of them for making the show possible. Well, I have a guest that I've never met before.
Hey,
and I always like to meet new people. Caroline McCaleb from Camp Kamasa. You're the program director.
Assistant camp director, do all the programming and stuff along with our director, Andrew Vincent, and we have a blast.
But one of my favorite people at Camp Kamasa is everybody's favorite, Miss Mary Kitchens.
Absolutely.
Love Miss Mary and been friends with her for many, many years. And then Tanya Mohawk. And we've had Miss Mary on many times.
Yes, sir.
And that vision and dream she had for Camp Kamasa, and to see that come to fruition and see all that it's doing. And you've got some events coming up, and that's why you're here with us this morning.
Yes, sir.
To talk about what's happening. I know that, I'm going to let you talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And this is your first year?
Yes, sir. So we opened last April, and for those that might not have heard, Camp Kamasa serves children and adults with special needs and chronic illnesses throughout the state of Mississippi. We have a wonderful facility that just opened in April in Crystal Springs, and we are actually having a fun run on February 28th. So we're calling it our Run, Roll, and Stroll. We have a 5K segment that'll be on a trail, and then we're going to have a shorter fun run that kind of showcases our campus and remains on our sidewalk system, so it'll be fully accessible. And we want to thank our presenting sponsor, the Biloxi Shuckers, and they're going to have some of their management team and representatives down there as well, enjoying the event. But it's going to be great. You'll get a souvenir mug, you'll get a medal, you'll get to really just explore our campus in a way that nobody has before, because it's just showcasing a new part of it. But we would love to have you visit our website and register today.
Did Miss Mary get the Biloxi Shuckers?
Yeah, and Tanya, they've been talking to him. It's amazing. We're so grateful.
Yes.
We're so grateful.
You go down to Biloxi and get a sponsor for something up in Crystal Springs.
It's great. We have a lot of great sponsors too. WGK, the Walker Foundation, 10-1 Strategies, Dean Architecture. Those are some of our tops for the event. So we're grateful.
Every time y'all come on the radio to talk about Camp Kamasa, again, it was a dream of Miss Mary's. It is a place for special needs people or guests that come year round. But the work that she did to make that happen, with the military coming in to build the facility, for all the work that utilities have done, it's been embraced by the I want to say community, but really by the state.
Absolutely. And we could not be more thankful for that. It has really just been a testament to, the hard work of Miss Mary, the hard work of Tanya and the rest of our crew, but also just to the faithfulness of the Lord. It's just been blessing upon blessing. And it's been really cool to see this dream come to life. And every day, we just get unexpected miracles. And it has been really, really encouraging to be a part of.
To hear all the facilities are up there. I know that, and I know Miss Mary was here last time and talking about the pool.
Yes.
And it has a wheelchair entry.
Yes, sir.
Which is phenomenal.
It's amazing. It's state of the art. So, Hoyer lifts can be unreliable and even dangerous. Stairs in the pool can be dangerous when you're transporting individuals. And so we have that ramp, and we have PVC chairs that are completely waterproof. So you can just roll on into the pool, enjoy yourself, and roll on out. So, one of our groups, they had never been able to have all their campers in the pool at the same time. And then when they came to Kamasa, all of their camp was able to enjoy the pool without a hiccup. And it was a pretty emotional moment of just getting to see the joy on everyone's face, and no one was left out. And that's our goal.
How many, you're the director, and so you have a lot of different events coming up there. You
Yes,
you
sir.
have camps.
Yes, sir.
Then you got this run, but there's other things taking place up there too.
Absolutely. So we try to do about one event a month where we just let our individuals and families who have been partnering with us and waiting for this camp to open for so long just come out and enjoy the day. So, this past month we had Rubber Chicken Olympics. It was hilarious. We were able to just really spend time laughing with our campers. I mean, we were cracking eggs and we were playing games, and the Chick-fil-A cow came out. But, we have a Mother's Tea coming up on March 14th.
Randy kind of perked up on Rubber Chicken Olympics. I mean, we might sign Ben up for something on that one.
That's right. But yeah, if there are any female caregivers or parents or guardians of individuals in the disability community, we are having a Mother's Tea on March 14th, and we would love to let that be a great respite event for the families coming up.
Explain what that will be.
Absolutely. So we're going to have a garden party for the campers, and then we're going to have a fancy tea for the mothers, and it'll be a great 2 hours where you just come and our volunteers will take care of your loved one, and then you just get to go enjoy some time in community with fellow mothers and caregivers and things like that. And there's a registration link on our website. But we're just all about providing sweet and fun resources like that as often as we possibly can.
Do you plan all of this?
Yes, sir. And it is a joy.
Oh, how did you end up there? I heard you and Show talking out there a while ago. We're going to have him on in just a minute. But you went to Mississippi College.
Yes, sir, I did.
And then how did you end up at Camp Kamasa?
Yeah, I actually graduated with a chemistry medical sciences degree, and my goal was to find a way to help families help their loved ones reach their highest potential. And I thought that the route for that was going to be by being a pediatrician. Mm-hmm. But I was redirected, and I, went out to tour Camp Kamasa and had ties with Andrew's family. And so I just wanted to come see it. But, I had worked in other camp spaces before. And then it was just kind of thrown out there while I was there by his wife that they were looking for an assistant camp director. And then I just submitted the application. And I was like, I would love to be a part of this. And
it looks like you have a passion for it.
I do. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you could hear on the radio a while ago. I go to East Haven Church.
Yeah.
And we're doing our third annual Tim Tebow Night to Shine.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know how you describe it, and I'm sure it's the same way at the Camp Kamasa. You just don't realize. You think, okay, I'm going to get to go be a blessing to an honored guest. Nah, that's not the way it works. They bless you.
They sure
because
do.
They come with such a sweet spirit and happy with life, and just enjoying the opportunity to, to be involved in, whether it be at the camp, in the pool, but you have other things too. I mean,
right,
it's like activities room.
Yeah, I'd love to walk through some of our facilities if that's all right. So we got a great activity building where we have ceramics, a craft room, a teaching kitchen, which is a great place to teach independent living skills, but also just have fun. We'll make some cookies and just giggle. And then we've got a great dance hall. We're actually our Crown Club, the Junior Auxiliary of Crystal Springs, is hosting a prom for us on March 20th. And we're super excited to get to do that. And then, we have our pavilions. We can play basketball, and we have a beautiful, accessible baseball field where we'll have some fun time with the Biloxi Shuckers on that 28th fun run. But we have a beautiful lake and a chapel, and it has just been so fun to watch these spaces become full of laughter and memories. And now you walk in, and it's not just a room. It's like, oh, I remember when this camper did this, and they were so proud of themselves. And, it's been really sweet to watch it come to life.
Do you have a lot of returners, that people that, okay, I can't wait till next year or the next event?
Absolutely. And we get messages all the time of like, I can't wait to come back to Camp Kamasa. And we're like, we can't wait to have you. So we're really grateful that the families have also just jumped in and, just really wanted to be a part of what we're doing, and that they've gotten to enjoy these resources.
Out of curiosity, it's in Mississippi. It's in Crystal Springs out west of town there. Are you getting folks from out of state?
Yeah, so with some of our camps, we work on that partnership model. So a lot of times we'll have groups come and utilize our facility, and they have people from all over. We had somebody come from Kentucky. We had somebody come from Alabama. We have a lot of Louisiana, but, mostly Mississippi. And as we get the word out, I mean, we're open to having anybody come on. So we're just proud to serve our community in the surrounding areas.
Well, and it makes the economic impact not only for you, but for Crystal Springs.
Exactly.
And Copiah County.
Exactly. And we're really proud to represent our Copiah County. So,
are you living in Copiah County? Are you living at the camp?
I am moving there soon. So thankfully we got a really, really great grant from the McRae Foundation, a great donation from them, and we've been able to build 2 staff houses. So Andrew and his family will get to stay in one, I'll get to stay in the other, and that way, we're not taking up that really valuable cabin space that our campers need when they come. So we're going to be able to get out of their way and just enjoy being in some homes.
I mentioned earlier about the military helping build the facility.
Right, yeah.
Are they still up there?
They are not. That ended because, the camp is pretty much complete. They really helped with our cabins. They helped with our multipurpose building, and it was a wonderful, wonderful partnership, but it has come to an end, so we're sad about that.
Excuse me. I remember a year or two ago I was up there, and I got to meet one of the military people that was kind of overseeing all of it. And if I remember right, I don't know what state he was from, but he was from up north.
Yeah.
And he was telling us a story about when he found out he was coming down to Mississippi.
Right.
Like, what's it going to be coming to Mississippi? And my gosh, he was talking like he was ready to move there.
I love it.
Yeah, that he had the hospitality, seeing what was going on at Camp Kamasa, the vision of Miss Mary, all those kind of things that just, I don't know, it just makes life, okay, there's purpose.
Absolutely.
There's a reason to do things.
Yeah, we had individuals from all 50 states come and get to be a part of this project through that IRT program. And so it's just been really cool, like you said, to spread the word about what Mississippi has to offer and then to be a part of increasing that resource for the families in our demographics.
Any new ideas that you have on mind that you could share? Or are you just like, all right, I'm thinking what else we can do up there?
Oh my goodness. I just love doing some goofy events, like that Rubber Chicken Olympics. And so we're hoping to maybe get some equestrian stuff rolling soon, have some groups come out. We need some donations for that. And hopefully soon we'll have the donations for our rock wall. So I'm excited to get those done. And right now we're working on getting archery figured out. So that'll be fun. But yeah, lots of great events on the horizon. If you go to www.campkamasa.com, we've got an events page, and we have some public events and then some that are specifically for, our campers. And so we would just love to have you check those out.
Do you have a calendar on there that kind of just shows
Yes.
what's coming up?
Yes, absolutely. So, and our Facebook is super active too. We always keep the most updated things on there. So
Camp
it's a great,
Kamasa?
Yes, MTK Camp Kamasa.
All right.
But yeah.
Well, thank
It's
you
great.
for coming in.
Absolutely. Thank
And,
you.
Just appreciate you, all that you're doing up there. If you haven't been, I would highly recommend that you go visit that facility. You're not going to believe it when you go see it.
Right.
You think it's out west of Crystal Springs, and it's just incredible what
Beautiful.
Miss Mary and her volunteers and all the people that have made that facility possible. And you do tours, right?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
remember Tanya and Miss Mary's talking about that. If you're, hey, what does it look like? I'd like to go see it.
Mm-hmm. Please. Our website has our phone number and our email and a place where you can actually sign up for a tour. Call us anytime. And then that fun run, again, is a really great way to just see our campus. So if you just want to see our campus and support our cause, register for our Run, Roll, and Stroll on February 28th.
Do you need volunteers at times?
We do. We always need volunteers. And there is a page where you can register to volunteer. It'll send an email to me, and I'll be in contact with you about your skill set and what you love and how we can get you involved in a way that you'll really enjoy.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Tell everybody hello. And
I will.
hope get you back when there's something else going on. Anytime.
Sounds great. Thank
There's always
you.
something
We
going
really
on.
appreciate it.
Always something going on, but you're always welcome back. Okay?
Absolutely. We really
Just
thank
let
you.
me know.
Thank
Okay.
you. All right.
We're going to take a break for it, and then we'll be back with MMR, the industry of the year in 2025-26 for Brookhaven Chamber of Commerce. All right, we are back for our last segment of this Thursday Open Line, and as always, we appreciate our sponsors. Our last guest today was the Brookhaven Chamber of Commerce Industry of the Year, and almost in their first year in Brookhaven, right? We have with us Andy Douglas. Andy and I used to work together, known him for many, many years. We have Morris Wade with us, and a newcomer to Brookhaven, Lincoln County, and he's fallen in love with it. He loves the Brookhaven area. Quasi?
That's right, Quasi.
Quasi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. As you can tell, Show's not from Boca Chica. We're glad to have Show with us. I've gotten a chance to meet him over the last few weeks, and just to hear him talk about Andy. I know we're going to sidetrack here a minute, but just coming to Brookhaven and coming to small town. It ain't Dallas, it ain't Atlanta, it's not even Jackson. So thank goodness, but have him here. You brought him here, right?
That is correct. We recruited Show, and he'll talk a little bit in a minute about MMR from a newcomer's perspective.
All right, MMR is a new business in the Lynbrook Industrial Park, or Business Park. I get what the final name of it was, but out there by Home Depot. So tell us about your business and just kind of introduce what you do and what Mr. Morris does and Show.
Well, I'm one of the managers at the facility with MMR District Office in Brookhaven, and actually came over. Me and Dwayne Sistrunk approached MMR about starting this division for them in Brookhaven, and we grew from just me and Dwayne at that first initial phase to two of us to we're over 120 people today. And we do contract work for power company, doing anything inside a substation. We do the civil, the electrical, construction, the relay work, and the SCADA work. And also we have a few people who work on transformers. And Morris is our project manager over the transformer work. He's also a senior SCADA technician. And Show was hired in to help Morris as a SCADA technician, and he's starting to learn that.
Tell him what SCADA is. Morris, you want to tell him that? Yeah, talk real close there.
Yeah, SCADA is a supervised control and data acquisition. It's basically a host computer that a lot of the utility companies use to monitor, even factories, to monitor devices or what we call RTU or PLCs out in the field and bring back that information in real time.
Yeah, we talk a lot of acronyms coming out of utility business, and people are like, what are they talking about? So just kind of, if you could not go too deep into it, but explain that when you say the SCADA system, it's monitoring everything that's happening inside the substation, correct?
That is correct. Voltage, it's monitoring the currents. It gives them full control to open and close switches. It just allows the operator real-time, operations.
To know the power coming in, to know the power
Exactly.
going out. How everything's working inside the stations.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes, and so it's just an automation. It just helps them see everything in real time.
Now, Andy, you was talking about 120 employees. You don't have 120 employees here because you're an international company now, right?
That's right. MMR is an international company, and they're over 5,000, maybe 7,000 employees total. They're scattered across the USA with district offices, and they have a presence in 6 or 7 different countries as well. But we brought it to Brookhaven, and actually we have probably out of the Brookhaven office at least 80 people headquartered in that office. We also have in our division, which is the Power 5 Utility Division with MMR, we also have another office in Conroe, Texas. There's probably 15 or 18 people that are headquartered there, but they work with us. They are in our division, but they cover that territory. If we got work going on in Texas, they'll cover it over there. And we probably have hired 9 guys from Copiah Lincoln Community College as relay technicians in the past 2 years, and just got word out there we may be hiring one more.
Well, having been a part of that program up there for many years, 9 years working at Colin, they turn out some good students up there. Mandy Case does a really good job with that program, and this is interesting. You'll find, and you'll understand this, Andy and Morris and everything. When I went to Colin back in 2015, prior to that program was called industrial maintenance, correct? So when they changed it over to automation and control, it more students signed up for that program. It grew that program just by the name change because of the mentality of industrial maintenance. What is that? But automation and control, my goodness, like Mandy says, it goes from everything from the drink machine at McDonald's to power substation out of Franklin County. That's just incredible, all the opportunities that's in that program. But anyway, back to what y'all are doing. Show. You graduated from Mississippi College, right?
Yes, sir. I graduated from Mississippi College in computer science, minored in math and finance.
And then what?
So I worked for a freight brokerage for a while, and then I got this opportunity. A mutual friend of ours, Robert Ogden, connected me to Andy and Dwayne, who was our operations manager. And I really wanted to work here, and I would like to share what my experience has been as a new employee here.
Okay.
I remember very
Now,
vividly.
where were you raised at?
The place is called Kashmir.
Kashmir?
It's a.
And you ended up at Mississippi College?
Yes, sir. That was my. I originally my safety. That was my safety school, Mississippi College. I originally wanted to go to Stanford or NYU, but unfortunately, after I was accepted, I couldn't afford it.
And soccer player?
I played soccer for Mississippi College. Yes, sir.
All right. Go Choctaws,
Go Choctaws.
A lot of Choctaws in Brookhaven.
There are.
My son and daughter-in-law went to Mississippi College. So, all right, tell us your story.
So I came to Brookhaven first time, January 1st. It was a safety meeting. It was a safety meeting. I remember Andy very vividly. He was so welcoming, and the culture I felt in this company. I remember the first day he invited me to church, and through church I got involved in other aspects of the community like jiu-jitsu, the gym, pickleball. And the thing that I understood at MMR was I wasn't in just in some cubicle rotting for the whole day. It was a mutual beneficial thing where the leadership invests in the people who work here, and as a result of the character, they're loyal to the company long term. And I attribute the success of this company not just to the quality of work, but the character of the people that has been inculcated through the leadership. And I think that is the most important thing. It's like that character building in this company is our most valuable asset.
Well, I know you and I have talked, and Andy, I think he's kind of rooting into Lincoln County a little bit from just talking with him, that he has come down here and people have opened their arms up to Show and invited him to so many different things. I hear he's going to get you out on the pickleball court, he says, in a few weeks.
I would love that.
Yeah, see, there he goes. He's giving you an invitation on that. Morris, I don't know about you, but he's after Andy on the pickleball.
He's talked to me too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, he's trying to get me out.
But so long term, Andy and Morris, what does the business look like? I'm sure you're going to see more growth. And you and I have talked about this since we both work for a utility company. The demand on power is something that we hear a little bit about, but people don't realize with AI, with all the data centers, with all the just all the electronic stuff that's coming, more and more power is going to be needed, and a lot of demand for what y'all are doing. Correct?
That is correct. As the load increases with the data centers across, just say the energy transmission grid, they have to come in and upgrade the entire transmission power system. So that means, if they're building a data center in Rayville, Louisiana, then all the transmission grid in northern Louisiana has to be upgraded. So that is creating an enormous amount of work inside the substations, building new substations, upgrading transmission lines, and it's just like a domino effect. And as data centers are being scattered everywhere, so we don't see it slowing down anywhere in the next 20 years is what we've been told with upgrades to the power system.
Well, people that are listening that may not understand the power demands, and Andy, I think you told me this or someone told me this, if I'm not mistaken, the data center in Hammond has such a demand on power that Grand Gulf could not produce enough just to operate. Is that correct? That is such a big facility?
Yeah, I know the data center in Canton, Mississippi, when they were in initial talks about that, Grand Gulf was not enough to give power to it, and I think Hammond is the same way. So a lot of these power data centers are having to build their own generation. There's a big Meta data center going on now in Rayville, Louisiana, and they have building two generator sites to accommodate just their load there.
So not only does it create demand on power, it also creates demand for workforce. As you again, you're going to go from 120. You're going to need more people as the demand goes up for power, correct?
That's right. We never intended to grow this fast at MMR in Brookhaven. We thought by this time we may have 35 or 40 people, but we never imagined it would be, close to 120 or 125 today. Wow.
Well, we got about 1 minute left. Congratulations on being Industry of the Year. And when Katie told me last week that was who y'all had been recognized in the year, I want to get you on. Number one, because we used to work together and I know what you're doing, and just appreciate you being in Brookhaven, moving into that industrial park and bringing economic development to our area. We appreciate it.
We appreciate you guys having us.
All right, you hear the music? Y'all don't hear the music? Y'all don't hear it. He's cutting us off. He's telling us time's up. So thank y'all for being here.
Thank you, Kenny.
We'll be back next week. You don't want to miss next week. We've got Homeland Security and Chief Dustin Bearfield going to talk about security in our area. The whole show.